Yeah.
So whenever you are ready, you may begin.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, let's do a roll call. Victoria Rocha.
Here.
Okay. Dolly Chapman, Commissioner Chapman. Commissioner Chapman.
Here.
I think I saw you. Okay. Commissioner Tamas.
Here.
Okay. Hi. Good evening. And Commissioner Ocon.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. So let's open up the meeting. Number one on the agenda item, any public comments?
Yes, there were 3 public comments submitted. The first one was from Margie Whalen, South Pasadena resident and co-chair of the South Pasadena Community Garden, and it reads as follows. I would like to express my support for a new community garden in South Pasadena. This last year, we had more inquiries than we have ever had in our 5-year history. Despite the reduced opportunities for outreach or publicity, we have encouraged all those who have inquired to apply, although our waitlist was already the longest it had ever been. Many of them did apply, but others, we suspect, were daunted by the wait. We are in the process of May turnover plans and anticipate welcoming 13 new households in after having brought in 3 new households, very cautiously during the pandemic. We have been able to do this only by having a number of gardeners share beds, and we still had to cycle several current gardeners back to the waitlist, which has already begun to grow again. This seems to us to be an ideal time to move forward on another public gardening space in town. It has been certainly a boom to the many families we have served during our time here. As a neighbor of the garden, I can confirm it, and the pocket park in front have been the most welcome and well-used addition to the neighborhood. We'd be happy to share our experience with the folks who take up the mantle of the next garden in the city.
Thank you. We have 2 more.
Yes. The second public comment is from Michelle Hammond, South Pasadena resident, Natural Resources and Environmental Commission, and former co-chair of the South Pasadena Community Garden. It reads as, I am writing to express my support for an additional community garden in South Pasadena. I have seen firsthand many benefits to the community the garden has providing much needed space to many of our renters without a yard, a bonding and teaching space as plot neighbors help each other with their gardens, a learning center for our neighborhood schools who regularly visit on field trips, and volunteer opportunities for our youth, Boy and Girl Scouts. The garden has been such a success that it makes sense for more to benefit by expanding and opening a second for our growing demand. A second location could only afford the possibility to be used differently by the community by looking into a way for us to have a local organic recycling spot managed by the garden. As a NREC commissioner, organic collection is a big issue facing our city this year. A compost site could benefit our community environmentally and be used as an educational tool for others who are trying it out at home. As one of the founding committee members who helped to start the first garden, I would be happy to volunteer to help in efforts for another. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last one is from South Pasadena resident Megan Kaiser. Dear Parks and Recreations Commission, this is a general comment regarding face coverings. This is regarding the lack of communication as well as enforcement of the state mandate. I am writing this as we do not monitor nor enforce the face coverings in the parks as we should. Face coverings are required when you leave your house and can possibly be in contact within 6 feet. San Marino, for example, is doing a much better job of communicating and enforcing face coverings at Lacey Park. There are signs at every entrance as well as throughout the park enforcing face coverings at Lacey Park. with COVID restrictions and city council and rec staff monitoring the park. Please use their example and make sure our parks are safe too. I live across the street from Garfield Park and see how many are not following social distancing protocols, wearing masks, and not socializing with more than 3 households. I can tell you the 18 middle schoolers I saw last week were from 16 households, were not social distancing, nor were half wearing face coverings. I have 3 children who are disappointed about the safety at Garfield Park right now. We would like to say we feel safe walking around the park, but we do not. The group that meets with dogs, I counted 13 households the other night. I saw a full pickup soccer game, no mask in the Arroyo last week. We need to have communication at every park entrance, tennis courts, and enforce so it is safe for our community. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Let's move on to the City Council Liaison Communications.
That's me, Jack Donovan. I got a very short council meeting. For this particular meeting, I do not have anything to add.
Okay, all right. Well, that was short. Okay. Number 3, let's
Can we
move.
add the mayor in at this time with the
Yeah.
council member comments?
Okay, the mayor is here.
Yes, hi. As mayor, I'm making a practice of going to each of our many commissions to thank you all for all of your hard work and time expended in dedication for the benefit of our community members. So I'm going around to each commission and seeing what they're doing, getting to know them, and inviting you to please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns. I will tell you, before I was on City Council, I was involved. I was one of the group that led to the formation of the community garden, and we've seen in this COVID year very, very strong interest in gardening. And I know from personal experience looking at various garden seed websites that a lot of the seeds that I would like to purchase are no longer available. And in addition to the apartment unit dwellers that was referenced by one of the public commenters, we also have a number of homeowners whose parcels, because we're such an old city, are covered by shade, which is wonderful in the summer, but it makes it difficult to grow vegetables. Basically, you need about 8 hours of continuous sun to grow vegetables. So I hope that you keep that in mind as you will be considering later on this year the use of the 2 parcels that I'm excited we're finally moving forward with plans. And I would like to personally welcome your council liaison. In case you don't know, he was a member of this commission for many years. He served as its chair, I think a couple of rounds. And this commission was high. I go around to each council member and ask which commission they wish to be assigned to. And this was very high. As I recall, I think it was number 1 on your list, Jack. So a very, very warm welcome to your council liaison. He believes very strongly in the mission of your organization. And again, thank you so much for all the time that you expend for the benefit of our residents.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
Thank you.
taking the time to come and visit us. It's great to hear that you, we have an ear directly to the mayor's office that can hear us. So we appreciate you in coming forward and leaving an open mind and allowing us to have access to you, and also to Council Member Donovan as well. And congratulations as well for your election. So we thank you for your participation.
And can I add to what you said there? I did ask for it and got the mayor gave me the one of the appointments I wanted, which was this one. So I was looking forward to working on it, and I had already been on it for 6 years, chair for 3. So I know the work that goes in and that's involved. So
Hmm. Well, as a new chair, I'm just getting nervous right now.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me back off on that. I was thinking of the Parks and Recreation. You overlap. I'm sorry. No, the Youth Commission is my first time, and no, I was not the chair, and no, I was not.
I'm still nervous.
I'm okay. I'm nervous and I'm sorry. Okay.
The shoes I'm feeling are really big right now.
Not mine. They're not mine.
So Commissioner Tam is actually, yeah, really big shoes. Okay, thank you so much. Let's move on to number 4. We have the staff liaison communication. I will direct our attention to Director Pausch.
Okay, so no commissioner comments? You want to start with me?
Are there any commissioner comments before we move on to Director Pausch?
No? None?
Just a
Okay.
moment. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, Dolly and
Commissioner-
Karen do.
All of a sudden, with regards to one of the letters that someone wrote today regarding the masks, etc., I'm just curious, there was also on Nextdoor quite a scathing letter saying that at the skate park, that there are a lot of, kids there, like 20 and 30, I think is what he said, no masks. And same with the dog park. Is there any way that what can we do about that? Anything?
Our police department, we're not going around and doing enforcement. We did signage, especially at the skate park, it gets torn down over and over again. And so we put more signage up. Even at our playgrounds, we had signages up and they were taken down. So we try and continue to replace, but right now, I will tell you, even within my department, we're very limited staff to go out and actually do this policing or enforcement, I should say. We're trying to do our best when we're there. We really, especially playgrounds, we leave it for the parents to be the ones that have the masks on and kind of be that example. Usually it's 2 and under that don't need to have masks, and everybody else, the other children. Exactly, the skate park, it's always full, and every sign that we put up comes down. It would, we could close the facilities, they jump the fence. So it's been one of those really hard things to enforce. We do our signage and hoping to work on some new signage, just because they just keep getting taken down over and over, and maybe doing something in a metal sign. Because I have a feeling masks will be here for a while, and do some better signage. But, Lazy Park is one park that doesn't have a ton of entrances. We have, most of our parks are fully opened. And so we really look to the parents to help enforce that with, I should say, the younger kids. With adults, it's hard to.
Much easier with recreational programs when there's adult supervision, but skate parks, the children go by themselves.
Right, and there are many adults skating.
Right, and you don't have the human resources to go but you can do spot checking, but really spot checking is somewhat difficult to enforce anyways, because you're only there on a spot basis. Right. And you could close, what you just said was you could close the skate park, but what good does that do? They're going to jump the fence and they might injure themselves, and now we'll get a tort claim for jumping the fence. So sounds like a catch-22. Darn. Yeah. So, but we can brainstorm some ideas how to best, implement the mitigation controls that the CDC requires us to do.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Any other comments? All right.
Can
Let's,
I jump in?
yes, Commissioner Thomas.
Eric Kwong, thank you.
Next.
Just a few things, and Sheila, let me know if, do you want a small park update now or later?
Nope, you can give it now. This is the time you can give it if you have one, please.
Cool. So a few things. One was, I just wanted to follow up a few meetings ago where our city council liaison brought up the issue of the electric lawn maintenance equipment.
Yes.
And I just wanted to see if there'd been any update, if the contractors were actually abiding by the rules around that, because I thought that was important.
Okay. I can answer that. Yes, the only time that land care, our contract maintenance, would not use that equipment would be if something is out of service and they couldn't find an alternative machine to use. When we do any kind of maintenance on our fields, especially at Arroyo or Orange Grove, the tractors are not obviously electric. Hopefully there are a clean diesel, but those would be the times when they wouldn't. If for some reason, if there's a continuous use and you see, if you live by a park and you can continuously, see that it's, and hear that it's not electric, bring it to my attention, because I'll tell you, not everybody is out there watching them in the way of city staff. It's a contract. We're hoping they do what they need to do correctly. I usually have eyes and ears out at obviously Orange Grove Park, because that's where I'm at, in Library Park. So we can check on that. But if you see that, wow, last week they didn't use it, continue to say something, and I will continue to send the emails to Public Works saying, okay, that was seen that they were not using our equipment, the certified equipment. But yes, we are continuing to use that, and the golf course is, kind of in that testing process with the new equipment to see if they'll bring that on.
Thank you. Then just a really random thing, Garfield Park, I've just noticed in the mornings that there's a lot of trash on the ground, and it just seems to have really gotten worse over time. Understanding that we're short-staffed, as a city, and people are using the park much more. Just wanted to share that.
Okay.
And
Thank
then
you.
just a question. I thought the request around additional community gardens was really wonderful. When will we take that up?
I think we talked the last meeting about bringing the community or the 2 pocket parks back, and bringing them back to a community meeting. And it would probably be the best to look at Berkshire, because the Gravelia obviously is right around the block from our current community garden, and maybe get a conceptual plan that shows the garden back in the back, and not using, doing similar to our current one where there's a garden in the back and then the pocket park up front, and doing maybe that same kind of look at Berkshire Park.
Nice. Thank
So,
you.
Commissioner Tamas, I would like to respond to your question regarding trash pickup and the lack of it at Garfield. I know this has been an issue. I believe West Coast Arborist is responsible for trash pickup at our parks. And with COVID, unfortunately, they have had a number of their employees out sick with COVID. So they too have had staffing shortages. But anytime you see something like that, I would invite you to either contact your council liaison, Councilmember Donovan, or myself, because we then do follow up with Public Works. I know I heard more than several times from one resident who was extremely frustrated because the bathrooms at Orange Grove Park were not being unlocked in the morning as they should be. And we were able, once we as council members are alerted to this, then we alert the department heads, and then they get on our contractors to find out what is the problem, how can we solve this. But in order to resolve the problem, we need to hear from our residents. Otherwise, we just don't know. So for something like that, I would invite you to either contact your council liaison or me to let us know, and we'll follow up and find out what the problem is and help to facilitate a resolution. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
And just as a curiosity, do we find your contact information on the city website?
Yes, the convention is the same for council members as it is for all employees. It's the first initial of the first name and the entirety of the last name, and at southpasadenaca.gov.
Okay,
So for me, it's D Mahmood at South Pasadena. It would be J Donovan at South Pasadena CA, et cetera. S Pouch.
okay, sounds good. All right, that's really helpful. Okay. Any other comments from the commissioners?
I had a comment, actually. I didn't realize this was the time for giving also park updates. And thank you to Commissioner Tamas for bringing up the trash you were saying early in the morning. So I was going to say for Garfield Park, I know when I go on their weekends, the trash cans are always full and often overflowing. I can appreciate though COVID-19 staffing impacts. And I'm wondering if there's any way, or if it's prudent to put into the City Hall scoop that goes out, just a notification that our contractor has had staffing impacts, just to bring education and awareness to residents. So that way maybe less of those complaint calls come in because they will have been informed as to why maybe the trash is not being as changed as frequently as it normally is.
Well, I'm gonna ask Director Pausch, when is the trash pickup at the parks?
They do a daily pickup, but they do all the parks. So, usually they start at one area and kind of work their way through. And then on the weekends, they do one in the morning and then probably one about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, hitting Garfield and especially Arroyo for the two big places.
So would it be a fair assumption that in the morning it's the pickup and it's empty, and probably by the end of the day, they're all full?
Exactly. And then like if you go by Library Park on Thursdays going into Friday mornings, you drive by Friday mornings going, what? No one's emptied the trash. But it was because people enjoy the park at farmers market. They'll get something to eat and they'll go sit in the park, and then the trash overflows. And then also some of our trash cans have the top on them with the little, the smaller circle. So if their container doesn't fit in, they just sit it on top, and then people just pile on top, on top, on top.
Yeah.
So Public Works and I've been working with them kind of, do we just take those tops off so people can just dump it in, but
Right.
it's also a look. So, but yes, it's usually as they go through, they have one crew that sweeps the city. It's not like 5 different crews at one at each park.
So would it be possible, I mean, I guess what it sounds to me, because during the pandemic, even I was, going to the park just to meet people because you can't eat anywhere, but you can get takeout and take it to the park. And
Right.
of course, that results in trash because of the takeout. And I just admitted I didn't bring my own, recyclable utensils. And is it possible to install more receptacles in the park?
That's something we can talk about. It depends on what area it is. I think Garfield and Arroyo can use more trash cans. Library Park, I mean, we have one on each corner, and sometimes they become more of an eyesore, but I can work with Public Works and the library to see if they would mind if we can, kind of put a few more out. But of course, Garfield really does need more. It's
Or
just then that adds on to more trash that land care needs to take.
Well, I didn't do an audit of the receptacle usage of all the parks, but perhaps maybe there are some parks where the receptacles are not used as much. And then
And
we
can be
can
moved.
move, right, to the high
Right.
use parks like Garfield Park. And so the amount of work for the maintenance crew isn't any less. It's just concentrated in some parks over the other parks,
Great idea.
like maybe the softball field or, something like that.
Around the picnic areas. Okay.
I don't know if we have funding for more receptacles, and I am careful about overtime liability if they have to work harder. And it probably might violate a union contract. I don't know. It might implicate a union contract if you start adding receptacles to parks. So you might want to just kind of look into that too. If that violates a union
Okay.
contract.
They're contract employees.
Employees, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is I don't know if their union contract stipulates, that they're only going to pick up 10 barrels from one
Oh.
park and 5 from another.
Their
And then,
contract.
we're going to cause a grievance by adding receptacles. But
I
hopefully,
can look into that.
yeah, we can look into that. Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good. I like,
Mhm.
okay, that's good. Thank you so much. I think that might be helpful. All right, any other comments?
Yeah, we're updating on the park, so I might as well let everybody know. So the damages that were created over at Claridge by the first base and the press box, SPLL went ahead and fixed the fencing. So that's now back to normal. Bought a panel, adjusted it correctly, and it's in there. And the other thing that occurred as well was the batting cage down at the park was really damaged. A lot of the fencing was coming up, a lot of the poles were bent, trees coming on and damaging the that area. And just Friday, we completed renovation of and fixing all the areas. So the fences are now there's no lips in the fences; they're all down. All the poles have been replaced. All the fencing is now tightened down. So that was done at this last Friday. So,
Oh, good, good. That's helpful to know. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, having not heard none, let's move on to the action items. Number 5, this is the approval of the January 11th, 2021 minutes. And I believe that we received an email earlier today of a revised minutes. So any comments on the minutes? Okay, not having heard any comments. So there's a recommendation to review and approve the January 11, 21 minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, and I'll hear for a second.
A second.
All right, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Excellent. Any opposition?
Madam Chair,
Uh,
under the Brown Act, all of your votes should be taken by roll call vote when you're meeting virtually such as this.
It's funny, I did that the last time and I just felt that I was dragging things out, but thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, no, it's a legal requirement when you're meeting virtually so that the records can actually reflect who voted on what.
Okay, all right. So Commissioner Alcon,
Aye.
all right. Commissioner Chapman,
Aye.
okay. Commissioner Rocha,
Aye.
all right. Commissioner Temis,
Aye.
okay. All right, the action item is approved. Okay.
Thank you.
Item number 6, approval of a Girl Scout Troop 7411 donation of a book at Eddy Park. This is kind of interesting. So Director Pausch, can you kind of give us a little bit of a backdrop as to this wonderful donation?
Yes, the troop 7211. It's comprised of 12 girls from the 3rd grade, and they are donating their money that they earned from selling cookies to purchase a they called it a book box. Others call it little libraries on the parks. So they want to donate a library to be put on Eddy Park. They meet at Eddy Park, and they have met at Eddy Park since kindergarten. And they would like that there just because they come and go once a week from their meetings, and would like to be have that in kind of in their honor at the park and also for the residents there.
Oh.
And so usually any of the projects for Scouts I bring to the commission for their approval and recommendations, and what your thoughts might be. So
Is it just one book, or is it several books that constitute a library?
Well, see there's an attachment. It has a picture of the book box, what they're
Okay.
calling a book box or mini library. And so they're actually going to put the library up, and then they'll put books in there, and then it's kind of, an honor system. You can come and take one and you can leave one. You can bring that book back after you read it. You can donate a book as you walk by. That's what it'd be for.
Oh, so they donated a book box, not a book.
A book box, yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought they donated one book, but a book box, that's actually quite
The book
impressive.
box, yeah.
I see the photo of it. It's very
Right.
cute. It can double as a birdhouse too, so has multiple uses. That's really
So
nice.
yeah, they're gonna.
Did they build it
Yeah, it was
themselves?
$1,250. So they've, no, I think they bought it. They'll buy it and then they can construct it, or they can buy it all put together. And I'm not exactly sure how they want to do that, but we usually allow our public works will come in and dig the hole and pour quick set, and then it's on a post and set it for them.
Oh, that's nice. I know how hard it is to sell Girl Scout cookies because I see them walking their wagon in my neighborhood, and they stand next to the grocery store. And, it takes a lot of courage to ask people to buy cookies from you because you get a lot of
Oh
no's.
yes.
So they learn a lot about rejection early on. So for them to donate $1,200 worth,
Right.
really, it's just an act of generosity and giving back to the community.
It is, and that's what the scout program's about. And we had a scout that also did one and put one at Garfield Park, so there is one at Garfield Park as well.
Oh, and anybody can donate and stick a book in there?
Right. If you're walking by and you want to donate, leave a book, and then take one of their books, it's kind of one of those give and takes, and they're all throughout the city. People have them in their front yards.
Oh yes, I've seen them. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll open up for discussion by the commissioners.
If the boxes did get damaged, and I guess this includes one at Garfield Park as well, who's the responsible party for fixing any damages? Does the city end up taking that on? And I'm sure the fixing fees hopefully are nominal, but if like it were to break, is it the group that does it, or is it the city? And this is just a general operations question.
No, and that's a great question. Usually, the one at Garfield Park did have one of the doors kind of unhinged, and actually she went down with her dad, and they repaired it. So it's very easy little repairs. It's usually just the doors and the little hinges, and they'll rescrew them in. But that's the first one at Garfield Park, and she's been very good on coming back. She also has a younger sister that has come back too. And then with this group being a Girl Scout troop, they'll always be at Eddy Park. If it's not this troop, it's another troop that'll come in, and they always help each other out. So usually that troop will continue to move forward until they bridge.
Awesome. And I have one more question, which is a COVID related question, and I feel weird asking it. The books, when is anyone like regularly like sanitizing them or anything like that? Or are we kind of expecting residents to be smart and do it yourself, or like are there any COVID precautions being
right?
taken
And that's what we're hoping.
in a shared community?
That's what we're hoping.
Okay.
Right. That's what we're hoping, is that someone comes and they've cleaned it off before they put it in. I can't guarantee it's happening, but but that's a great idea. I can have, I can contact her and have her put a little sign on it, please sanitize before you.
Yeah, just as a reminder for now.
I think it's a really nice idea. That's our neighborhood park, and there are so many kids, including all my own, going there all the time without school. And it would be a really nice addition to the neighborhood. So I applaud their hard work and commitment and generosity.
I was going to can the commissioner, with Director Pausch's help, write a nice little thank you note on our behalf to the Girl Scout troops and present it to them at their next meeting?
Sure, they're meeting virtually, but I can try and get that login and present it to them. Sure, we can get it mailed to them first, to the group.
Yeah, I think one of
so
the
I will. You want me to put a letter together? And
well, I would like to, because I think being third graders, I want them to have the experience of what it's like to participate in municipal governance, and that when you do participate, you get a response, and you get a response from adults, and you have adults treating them with the respect that maybe they're not just accustomed to experiencing. And that might encourage them to become involved in public service in the future if they have good experiences as a child.
Would you like me to write that and send it to you?
How do you feel about writing?
No, I don't. It's up to you. I didn't know what your time frame was on work and different things you have going on. So.
Well, if it's not too much trouble and doesn't cause you to work too late into the evening, I think that would be wonderful. But if it's too much on your plate, then I can propose one. But I'm sure you're more eloquent than I am, and nice.
Well, I will put one together and I will send it to you for review.
Okay, and then we can have all the commissioners sign it.
Sign it, right?
Okay. Yeah, are the commissioners
Great.
okay with that?
Yeah, good idea.
Great idea. Thank you.
I see some nods, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and make a motion to approve the Girl Scout Troop number 7411 donation of their book box at Eddy Park. Commissioner Alcon?
I motion that we
vote?
approve the, oh, there's already a motion, right?
Second, I need a
Oh,
second.
I
forgot.
will second it.
Okay,
I will second it.
all right. Commissioner Alcon?
Yes.
Commissioner Chapman?
Yes, it's, I don't know which one is correct, but it says Scout Troop 7211,
Oh,
and we just mentioned 7411.
It's 7211.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Should I re-motion that just to be on the safe side?
You can.
It's not necessary.
All right. Okay. Commissioner Chapman, did you
Yes.
get a chance to vote?
Yes.
All right. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
All right. Commissioner Rocha?
Yes.
All right. The motion carries. Thank you very much. Let's move on to item number 7. This is the approval of the addition of the James Francis Weinbreck to the South Pasadena Children's Memorial and Healing Garden. So, Director Pouch, can you provide us a little backdrop on this motion?
Yes, I will. We do have the South Pasadena Memorial and Healing Garden at Garfield Park. It has been around since 2007. It was built as a garden for our young people to have a place to remember somebody they've lost, be it a friend, be it a loved one. Just because sometimes, our youth sometimes don't grieve and need maybe a place to grieve or to gather with friends to grieve. So this garden was built through donations, and it continues on. It's a beautiful park. We have an application today for James Francis, and James's mom and dad are here on the phone, on the Zoom with us, I should say.
Oh,
Sorry. I just see the mom crying, sorry. And we would like to honor him. I'm sorry, I know. We just like to honor him at our garden. He was I'm sorry, I can't even see. He passed away just about a year ago now. We would like to honor him and add his name. And the comments we have on our application is our beloved Bubby, who is James, passed away in the comfort of his mother's loving arms with his father by his side nearly 1 year ago at his home in South Pasadena. James spent his life bravely fighting Tay-Sachs disease. He touched many with his sweet and gentle nature and was adored by anyone who had the pleasure of meeting this precious guy. He was survived by his parents and his brother William, and they attend Holy Family Church. And I do have his parents here. If they'd like to comment, they can. Gosh, I'm sorry. It's terrible. But we would like to, they would like to know if you would approve adding their son to the garden. And if either of you would like to, you can make a comment. If not, we can move forward.
I'm Andrea. I'm James's mom. Sorry, but so emotional. It's such a special place for us because Will grew up there, and so did James in his short life. Like, we have pictures of him in the swings, and he would go there often, like pretty much like every day with us or with his nanny Lauren. And we would even take him there to let him do some of his physical therapy in the park so he could be outside and around other kids. And it would just be such a meaningful thing for our family, especially for his brother, to have something there to always remember him by, because the community has been so good and supportive to us through this whole journey, and it would just be a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing with us about James. It sounds like he was a pretty amazing, awesome child, and we're so sorry for your loss. It just seems like no amount of condolences can ever compensate for what you go through as a parent. So we certainly extend our condolences to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we do.
It's thank you all for this for taking up this application so fast. I think I submitted 4 days ago, and within a half an hour, Sheila had sent me an email and said, we're going to put you on the calendar for Monday. So I wanted to thank you for that, and thank you to the mayor who's joining us. And South Pasadena has just been such a wonderful place for us, and I know you all are, work so hard. I think a lot of times behind, nobody gets to see your face, and this is an amazing opportunity for us to be included in seeing this and knowing the hard work that you all do, and we appreciate that. And the parks are very special. They're very special to this community, and we couldn't be more thankful to have them. And that is, it's a very special place for our family and for many families here. And we just, we can't thank you enough in taking up this consideration. I know it will be, it will go a long way in the healing of our family, the continued healing as we process this. Thank you.
Comments or questions from the commissioners? Okay, all right, having not heard any comments, I'm going to make a motion to approve the addition of the James Francis Weinbreck to the South Pasadena Children's Memorial and Healing Garden. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. And I don't see Commissioner Alcon. What happened to his face?
Oh, he's
I'm
up
right
there
here.
hiding.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay, I see.
Yay!
Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner Alcon.
Yes, a definite yes.
Okay, so that sounds so affirmative. Commissioner Chapman.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Tamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Rocha.
Yes, and I want to just offer also condolences. I know we are doing that as a group, but and we don't know each other, right? But these are the opportunities that we get to know our neighbors and the way that they embed into our communities and to our hearts, and the fact that your child will forever be commemorated as a member of this community, and his brother gets to visit that place, and as you said, heal together. It's an honor to have you here at the meeting today, to have this opportunity to look at both of you, even if it is over Zoom, and just say, I'm so sorry, but we are so grateful as a community to be able to support you in the way that we can, and this commemoration is obviously a part of that. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So I'm going to ask Director Powell, how long does it take after our approval for the implementation?
I will work with them to get their exact saying that they would like either on and their location at the garden, and then I contact the engraver to come out. So it's just probably I would say 2 weeks.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
Oh,
The motion carries. Congratulations. And we just hope that the memorial, when you visit it, and your son will just bring fond memories for you for however time you're feeling sad. You can go to the park and just be reminded of the energy, youth, and enthusiasm of James.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, that's the conclusion of the action items. And it looks like we have a reminder of our future meetings. The next one is March 2021. Also actually the next 3 will be done by remote Zooming. Okay. Is there anything else, Director Pausch?
No, that is it. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Anything else before we close for the evening? All right, I don't think we have anything.
No, is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes, let's do a motion to adjourn. Okay, good. Second that, somebody?
yes,
Okay.
Alberto, I will. Ocon.
Do I have to take a vote to adjourn?
It's okay.
I didn't think so. Okay. All right, thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you next month, and please stay safe. And as always, a pleasure.
Right, thank you.
Thank you so much,
Stay safe,
everyone.
stay well.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good
Night.
night. Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You can stop the recording.